Greetings, hello and welcome to a spoiler-free review of 10 Cloverfield Lane. First things first though, the Goosebumps competition winner, that's you, so be in touch. And oh, how did you get back from being a puppet? Because this is real life. Grow up.
And don't worry, this review is spoiler-free!
I'm trying to go loose with this one because we saw the film like 3 hours ago, so I just wanted to get my thoughts out. 10 Cloverfield Lane is about Michelle, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I'm checking this because I keep forgetting the third cast member's name. I feel really bad about that. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who after a car crash wakes up in a bunker. She's been rescued by a big guy called Howard, or has she been rescued by him? That's the question. Because apparently, up above the surface, something horrible has happened. An attack, he keeps saying. Maybe nuclear, maybe radioactive, maybe the A-bomb, something like that. And now the air is dangerous, so they have to stay in the bunker. There's another guy there called Emmett, who knows Howard, says, yeah, no, he's fine, he's always a bit thingy. But signs start to show that Howard may not be a stable individual. And Michelle begins to question whether or not there is anything out there, or whether or not she's just being kept indoors by an absolute raving psychopath. The film's pretty tense, mostly because it's contained within about 3 or 4 small rooms and never goes beyond that once you get into the bunker for the majority of the movie's running time. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is quite level-headed, considering how scary this is. She's on top of it. She's very adaptable. Oh god, the guy's name! I forgot his name again! John Gallagher Jr. plays Emmett, who's not really getting mentioned by name in any of the reviews, probably because idiots like me forget what his name is, but he was superb. He's great. You feel relaxed around his character. He doesn't feel like there's anything going on beneath the surface in his head or anything. But John Goodman, however, as Howard, is terrifying. You don't really know at any one time whether or not Michelle and Emmett are safe around this man. Because he's very protective, and he's very prepared, and he's got everything sorted. They could live down there for up to 2 years, apparently. And yet, what if he is making it all up? And that's where the whole appeal of the film comes from. It's a monster movie in the sense of like being trapped with a monster. Don't let the title fool you. 10 Cloverfield Lane, if you're going into this expecting a sequel to Cloverfield, a prequel to Cloverfield, a spin-off of Cloverfield, get that thought out of your mind. J.J. Abrams, I think it was him, someone from making of the movie, it might have been the director Dan Trachtenberg, referred to this film as a blood relative of 2009's Cloverfield. And I think that's the best way to describe it, because it's almost like the Twilight Zone of movies in that it kind of feels like it's cut from the same cloth. It's not directly connected to Cloverfield, or is it? That's up for you to decide. To say any more would ruin your experience. I don't want to say anything else. This is a stunning, small film that feels claustrophobic. It feels tense from like 2-3 minutes in, and that tension remains. It just sort of peaks and troughs. It doesn't go away. The last sort of 10 minutes toward the end of Act 3 plays around with your expectations quite a bit. Again, I don't want to say anything, I'd rather you see it and judge for yourselves. It's definitely worth seeing if you're a horror fan, if you're a fan of sort of tense movies, thrillers, watch it. If you're a science fiction fan, put your expectations to one side. Like I said, it's not Cloverfield, but it kind of is. And to say any more would ruin. So I'm just going to sum it up like this. I give it a confident 4 stars. 4 of them. Nice, chunky, confident 4 stars. I don't think it's going to make a dent in sort of the cultural zeitgeist like Cloverfield did, but this is a different kind of movie. If that was the big blockbustery, independent-y, sci-fi weird movie, this is the smaller, independent-y sci-fi movie. Genius stroke of marketing as well, the fact they didn't reveal anything about this at all until the trailer came out about a month and a half ago, because I went into it not knowing what to expect, and came out very pleasantly surprised. 4 stars. So do check it out if you can, and if you want to talk about spoilers, you want to hear what we thought about some of the more specific elements of the movie, if you've already seen it, that also helps. Tomorrow, I'll pop up the spoiler discussion video, so check that one out. have a look at that. It'll be right here on the channel. And also, we've taken advantage of that new Odeon card thing. So,
Yay! It was a pain in the bum.
So it was terrible, like trying to register for it. But we got it. So I'm going to be seeing a boatload of films this week and some reviews coming up in the next few days. Nothing huge came out this week though, so nothing big. I'll probably do something quiet later down the line.
What about?
Definitely nothing. There's nothing big.
But there's Batman.
There was nothing. No, what was it? Zootropolis. Yeah, I might go see that. Might go see Zootropolis. Kung Fu Panda 3. That'll be fun. Should definitely watch that.
No.
I want a good time at the cinema, and those movies are sure to be a good time. All right, fine. I'll go watch Batman v Superman. Do I really have to?
Yeah. Is that what? You've heard it.
Goblin shark. The pink-skinned goblin shark is one of the most fearsome-looking sharks that exist. Normally, it has a profile with a flat, elongated snout that looks no different than a great white shark, but its highly protrusible jaws are what make the goblin shark so creepy. When attacking prey, the goblin shark will snap its jaws outward in a terrifying manner, using its nail-like teeth to eviscerate anything that gets caught in its mouth. At a max depth of 4,490 feet, the goblin shark lives almost a mile underneath the sea. The proboscis worm. If you were asked, what is the longest animal in the world, what would you say? If you said blue whale or anaconda, you'd be wrong. The proboscis worm, also known as ribbon worm, looks like a creepy pile of intestines, and can grow up to 54 meters long, making it the longest discovered animal in the world, although most worms are less than 20 centimeters long. Zombie worms. The menacing-sounding zombie worm is something straight out of a horror story. These deep-sea worms use acid to literally eat the bones of dead sea animals, such as whales. The worms, of the Ostax family, have root-like tissues they use to attach to bones and then secrete acid-producing enzymes that disintegrate them, allowing them to absorb the various minerals that are contained within. Scientists still have little idea how these worms evolved, as they lack the body parts needed to physically drill into such a dense material. The anglerfish. Like something straight out of your nightmares, the anglerfish is a demonic-looking creature that dwells in the deep sea. The anglerfish uses the fleshy protrusion on its head to lure unsuspecting prey right into its jaws. And if that weren't scary enough, the fish is able to distend both its jaw and its stomach, since its bones are thin and flexible, to enormous size, allowing it to swallow prey up to twice as large as its entire body. The vampire squid, or Vampiroteuthis infernalis, is an aptly named creature that is neither squid nor octopus, but has traits from both families of animals. It is able to survive at incredible depths of 3,000 feet, where oxygen saturation is a mere 3%, through its incredibly efficient blue blood hemoglobin that binds and transports oxygen more efficiently than in other cephalopods. The Pacific black ghost shark. The creepy-looking and recently discovered black ghost shark is not quite a shark, but a chimera. The name fits it well, for it has an odd assortment of features including a venomous spine, sex organs on its head, and grinding tooth plates instead of rows of sharp teeth. The chimera family may be the oldest and most enigmatic groups of fishes alive today. The polychaete worms are terrifying little creatures that can survive almost any environment, from the freezing depths of the abyssal plain to the scalding temperatures of hydrothermal vents. Underwater polychaetes have reversible mouthparts used to capture prey and terrorize humans in their nightmares. The carnivorous coral. Coral usually feeds on tiny algae and plankton, but for the first time, scientists have documented extremely strange behavior. These coral are able to feed on larger animals such as jellyfish. On a recent dive, Omri Bronstein from Tel Aviv University recorded a stationary mushroom coral sucking in large moon jellyfish. In a changing world, the ability to eat such large prey provides it evolutionary advantages. The Sloane's viperfish is an absolutely horrific creature with many notable features. The fish holds the world record for largest teeth relative to head size, with fangs so large it must open its mouth to make the jaws vertical before it can swallow prey. When the mouth is closed, the teeth overlap the jaws almost as if it evolved to be as frightening as possible rather than biologically efficient. It eats large prey by lowering the internal skeleton of the gills, allowing the prey to pass into the throat without interference, or by first impaling its prey on its teeth. The giant isopods. These creepy bugs crawled right out of the sea and into your nightmares. Giant isopods are related to lobsters and shrimp, but nowhere near as appetizing and twice as scary. Resembling a massive pill bug, giant isopods can grow over 2 feet in length and are found roaming the ocean depths, scavenging scraps off the seabed.